I'm Sarah Meixel with thecropsite.com, and today we're at the Commodity Classic in Orlando, Florida, and we're speaking with Jim Sutter with the US Soybean Export Council. Jim, can you tell us just a little bit about what you guys are doing, what the Export Council is doing globally from your perspective?
Sure, I'd love to do that. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Our Soybean Export Council, we represent U.S. growers and industry, and we operate in we touch 80 countries around the world. We have 107 associates that work with our organization, and our mission is pretty simple. We are helping to grow the market for U.S. soy on a global basis. We get involved in doing educational efforts, advocacy efforts, research efforts to some degree, but really we try and go and help people find better ways to use U.S. soy all around the world.
Tell us a little bit about sustainability from a global standpoint. What are other countries looking for a sustainable soy product?
You know, sustainability is something we're hearing much more about, and I think the global consumer is really looking to know that the soy that their country imports to be able to produce the feedstuffs, the feedstuffs for livestock and ultimately the food that they eat is grown in a sustainable manner. That people haven't cut down trees, they haven't destroyed land, they're not mining the countryside to be able to produce this food. In the U.S., we're working on we've developed a soy sustainability protocol that captures all of the work that U.S. soybean farmers have been doing really over the last 50 or 60 years.
Wow.
You think back to the Dust Bowl that happened in the 30s in the U.S., that prompted the development of the U.S. Conservation Service and really was the start of many of the sustainability efforts that are going on today. So we've got a wealth of information on this subject, and we think the U.S. really has a great story to tell about sustainability, and U.S. soybeans really are grown in a sustainable manner. And we've got a certification system. We've got many things that we can do to try and answer the needs or help the global consumer understand the sustainability of U.S. soy.
And it is important, don't you agree? I mean, especially in Europe and some other countries, the sustainability platform is the next thing, right?
Absolutely. I think it is the next thing. It's very important, especially in Europe. But, you know, as European companies, some of the big food companies have a lot of global reach.
Right.
We see it touching them all around the world. Latin America, Southeast Asia, those countries as well are asking us questions about sustainability. You know, one of the real measures of sustainability, and I'm fortunate I get to travel around and meet with various groups, and I oftentimes have U.S. growers with me as I do that.
Right.
And, you know, the true measure of sustainability that they like to talk about in many cases is the fact that they're working on a third or fourth generation farm, and they've got their son and their grandchildren or their daughter and their grandchildren in business with them. So nobody's more interested in the sustainability of their operation than they are, because that's really their family legacy.
And is that equate to in Europe? Do people connect with that idea, or are they looking for more tangible ways that the U.S. is being sustainable?
I think it connects on sort of a romantic and an emotional basis, but yes, they want the data that follows that up as well. And fortunately, we have both to go with them. But that's a great question. I think I like to think of the grower leader and the story, the message about the family farm being a great lead-in to get people started.
Right.
And then we've got a very thick data pack that goes behind it with all of the information that someone could be interested in.
That's great. Thanks so much, Jim. We really appreciate your help.
Thank you.
All right, take care. This is Sarah Meixel reporting live from Commodity Classic for thecropsite.com.